we'll call the 2026 IMZA annual meeting to order. Seems as though in attendance we only have the board members and some person named BJ. Gene Ahern, Josh Bottleberg, Kelly Clark, William Hughes, Jordan Rebuck, Laurel Tahan. I don't think we need to go through the introductions, do we?
Would the BJ person like to say who they are and a little bit about their hurt?
So it looked like they took themselves off mute, but I didn't hear anything. Did anybody else?
No. All right, I guess we go. I guess we need to scroll through the slides.
You want me to go through them, Gene, or?
If you don't mind, yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay. IMZA Zebu, this is our balance sheet as of December 31st, 2025. As you can see, current assets, bank accounts, receivables throughout the year. The line item at the bottom, our total equity is $57,632.23. Total liabilities and equity is $58,032.23. All this will be available on the website as well. You go to the next slide. Here you can see the profit and loss by month. It is the detailed data. And Will, I think you can go to the next slide and it kind of summarizes it. Yeah. So as you get into all of our stuff, our income trends, our total income increase this year, or increase from $16,459 to $25,015 in 2025 to kind of give you a trend over the last approximately 20 years of what our total income. That's not net, but that is our total income. 2021 was the strongest year with a $29,000 income. Birth recordings are the primary revenue source, ranging from $6,000 to $9,500 annually. Member dues have grown steadily from $3,700 in 2006 to $8,100 in 2025. Transfers increased from 2,000 in 2006 to almost 5,000 in 2025. Fluctuations observed in hardship income, online show income appeared on the books in 2020 through 2022. Merchandise has been sporadic. Our expense patterns. Go ahead. Our expense pattern. Registrar fees are the largest expense of the organization, rising from $7,100 in 2026 to $11,400 in 2025. Postage costs have ranged anywhere from $400 to $2,000 annually. Everybody knows the cost of postage has went up over the last 20 years. Office supplies year over year has varied from $96 to $2,500. Website expenses grew from $75 in 2006 to $1,000 recently. PayPal fees have increased. That's the more prominent way that we accept payment from our members. Software subscriptions reached $1,176. We had some newsletter expenses eliminated after 2015, and our advertising costs decreased. And then in 2023, our accounting fee started. That is our third-party accountant that we pay to take care of all of those items. And then profitability and financial stability. 16 of the 20 years that I have documented financials on showed positive net income, and 4 of those years we broke even. We never went negative. The most profitable years was 2020, where we made 9,700, and 2021, where we made 7,400. 2018 to 2021 was a strong financial period for the organization. Earlier years, 2006, 2009, also showed healthy profits of 2,400 to 6,700. The break-even years were 2010, 2012 through 14, and then 23 and 24. Interest income increased from $800 in 2010 to $2,100 in 2025. The organization has maintained stability and has avoided losses with growth in membership dues and reserves from a financial standpoint. And all of this will be posted on the website as well. I think at this point, Gene, you probably should call for a motion to accept the financials.
Yeah, all in favor of accepting the financials 2025. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, let the financials be entered into the record.
Okay, and then we can go into the board motion and votes.
We really need to read all that?
Do you want
I
me to
think
skim
that-
over it?
I think that personally, I think that you could state the motion and the outcome on whether it.
You muted me?
No, you're on.
Hey,
There you are.
Oh, there's
Here we
interested
are.
party.
yeah, we're, let's see, we've got John Sutter.
Don't give any numbers.
We've got a few people here.
You don't want to pick.
We don't have a quorum.
You're right.
Anyway, hello, we're somewhat here. Dean's here. Shelley Gardner's here. I'm here. Josh Suddeth is here. Michael Murphy's here. Greg Woody's here. And that's about all you have here. And we don't have any way of really hearing the meeting or seeing the meeting, but hey, we're kind of listening. Oh, and Dean Shocker's here. I'm sorry, Dean.
What about Bob?
He's
No.
out in the truck.
He couldn't hear anything.
Okay.
Hey, but can we show you the banners that we made?
Yeah, please do.
Go ahead and show. No, you go ahead and show. Now let's start the sharing. I just heard it say something about a vote, so I think we need to be in on it. Did I hear that incorrectly?
We have a dog.
They don't have a quorum
We have a quorum. Nobody.
unless they want.
You're off mute again.
There you go. Oops. That's all we got. No, that's a good food though. Good food. Thank you.
All right, we do want to apologize for the situation. It was is not the best outcome we were expecting, but we got to make do.
We're doing it.
Due to the interest that they really can't see the screen, probably, if they're only connected with their phone. So I would highly suggest we go ahead and read the screen.
Laura, I don't mind doing it if you don't want to or don't feel like it.
I'm good either way. It's up to you.
Okay. No, go ahead. This is all you come from you, so go ahead.
Okay, so in 2025 board motions and votes, so the first motion we had was a registrar meeting to be held monthly by Holly Reese. That was made April 17th of 2025. Holly wanted to have a monthly Zoom meeting for the members that would change monthly pending her schedule. Woody made the motion to accept. Rhett seconded the motion, and everyone voted yes for that motion. Next motion made was bylaws update committee by Woody on May 29th. He made a motion to create a bylaws update committee. Rhett seconded the motion. Everyone voted yes to create a bylaws update committee. Next, we had a motion for the newsletter committee. Woody made a motion to form a newsletter committee on June 14th of 2025. Josh seconded the motion. Then the voting began. Will voted yes. No one else voted, so the vote was canceled as of July 14th. Woody made a motion on July 11th for no money to be awarded to any show unless the vote is by the full IMZA Board of Directors to approve it. That was made on July 11th, and Rhett seconded this motion. Then on the 30th, Rhett voted yes, Woody voted yes, I voted no, William voted no, Kelly voted no, Josh voted no, or Josh did not vote, so it was not passed. I can't see. There was one I thought below it. It appeared like for a second on my screen.
I think it says
Sorry.
email certificates. That's all I can see.
Yeah, I can't see that one. So I'll go to the one with the transfers at the top right. Woody made a motion on September 10th that any and all transfers and or registration should be accepted for the next 6 months. Rhett seconded this motion. He did try to add a caveat that the person completing the transfer must have the current IMZA certificate, but the amendment was not accepted because it was Woody's motion. We voted, Rhett voted yes, Woody voted yes, everyone else voted no to allow open transfers. The next motion was made by Woody on September 22nd that any owner who has papers in possession be accepted and transferred to the new owner. And no one seconded that motion, so it was passed. The next motion made was by Woody on December 3rd to gift Courtney a $200 Visa gift card for Christmas for just about 5 years of volunteer work she does for the IMZA. William seconded the motion and everyone voted yes. Woody did not vote, but it was passed for Courtney to get a $200 gift card. Then on January 9th, Woody made a motion to add the below wording to section 2, the annual meeting of the bylaws, stating the regular annual meeting of the members and all meetings shall be held at such a time in person or by digital format that will be determined for the purpose of the transaction of such business as may be brought before the meeting. Notice of the annual membership meeting shall be given by mailing written notice and emailing time and place of such meeting to each member's last known address and email as it appears on the association's records not less than 30 days prior to the date of such meeting. It was not seconded. Then on March 24th, Woody made a motion for Chris Cash to fill Rhett's vacant board of director seat. Will seconded the motion, but with it being this close to the annual meeting, no vote was called. And I couldn't see the one about email certificates.
All right, so the email certificates, August 11th, 2025, Woody made a motion for Holly to continue sending digital certificates of registration by email whenever an update is completed by regular mail. 8:16, no seconds for the motion. That was the email one.
That was kind of moot anyway. The new system does that for you. Why am I seeing? Oh. These are the minutes from the board meeting last year after the general meeting. Meeting was called to order and at well, it was on video, so it's at 2 hours and 2 minutes of the video. Participants acknowledged the late hour, 10:20 p.m. East Coast time, and agreed to expedite the agenda. Seating of the new members. Hour 2:03, Dean officially seats the new board members, Rhett and Laurel, welcomes them to the board. Officer selection at 2 hours and 3 minutes and 46 seconds. The board discusses selecting officers for the new session. A motion is proposed to maintain the current positions. Discussion arises regarding the secretary-treasurer role, noting that Josh has indicated he will not be in that capacity. Nomination and discussions at hour 2, 6 minutes, 34 seconds. Dean asked for nominations for the secretary-treasurer position. Laurel is suggested as a potential candidate, as she mentioned she performs similar duties in her day job. The board discusses the specific responsibilities of the role, with Dean clarifying the secretary takes meeting notes and the treasurer oversees financials, noting that the association currently has an accountant who handles the bulk of report production. In conclusion, Gene Ahern is president, William Hughes vice president, Laurel Tahan seated as secretary treasurer. All in favor of accepting these minutes into the record for 2025, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we'll officially put those minutes into the record. All right, next, who wants to read that one? Not really much to read, but
Board elections for 2026. We had we had 5 candidates: Gene Ahern, Josh Bottleberg, Chris Cash, Jordan Rebuck, and Greg Woody. 51% participation from the members, which was a number of 54 voters out of a total of 105 voters. We seated, or Josh Bottleberg, Gene Ahern, and Jordan Rebuck were elected onto the 2026 Board of Directors. This will take us on to the registrar report. You can see statistics all the way back to 2017. 2017 is as far back as we have archive data within Form Smarts. And you can see that cliff note or that footnote that says no granular data recorded prior in the Form Smart system. But memberships returned to the previous year's highs for 2025 at 239 total members. Registration and report of births appeared relatively flat based upon the trends and seemed to have up and down years, with 2025 appearing to fall in the middle of previous years. And you will see that. And hardships had a steep incline, but that is due to offering a temporary reduction in price during a period in 2025. Like I said, all of this will be available, but this is a glimpse of members' report of birth, registration numbers, totals, transfers, and hardships for the last almost 10 years. We had a total of 447 report of births in 2025. And you can see the majority of those were heifers, and that follows trend. Well over half of them were heifers. And then the remainder were majority bulls and a handful of steers. Hardships. We talked about the steep incline in hardships due to the reduction or the discount that was offered. We had 96 head hardshipped in 2025. Of those, you can see approximately 45 or half of them were cows, with a handful of bulls and a handful of steers. You want to go deeper into the data, and honestly, this is just for the membership to be able to evaluate. But you can see we did a total of 1,038 certificates, with the majority of those being 76% being hard copy mailed certificates, that being requested. And then you can see how many members versus non-members had transactions. So 95% of our transactions were requested or done by a member of the organization. And that will get us into the show report, show highlights. IMZA sanctioned 14 shows across 4 states. 606 head of zebu were exhibited. We awarded 1 new permanent grand champion female and 1 master champion steer in 2025. Shows and displays at events are one of the most impactful promotions of the breed. Foot traffic and exposure of the breed from knowledgeable breeders and exhibitors is crucial. If you want to talk about getting zebu out to the public, face-to-face shows are the place to do it. And if you look at the participation as well as the year-over-year statistics, numbers at the shows are going up. Last year, open cattle, we had 544 head. This year, we have 620 head. Exhibitors, we had 344 in 2024, and last year we had 379. A big promotion of the breed to the public. That will move us into the DNA portion of the report. 42 head were submitted for DNA. That is optional, but it's something that we provide our members so that can be noted on in any testing that they have done or parentage, that can be noted on their registration papers. To date, 678 animals have been affiliated with the registry and their DNA. We had 42 affiliated in 2025. 13 were tested for genetic abnormalities, which would be BD1, BDZ, and 26 were parent verified. That'll bring us into the new IMZA database herd book. Gene, you want to take that, or
you want me to do that, Josh?
Up to you. Go ahead.
The project's been quite an adventure. It's been a lengthy and a strenuous undertaking, which was long overdue. Starting in 2022, the introduction of an improved member directory where the membership is in control of their own personal information. In January of 2024, the board agreed to and entered into agreement with Mountain Niche Web Services to create this new fully inclusive and interactive database herd book system. System was not an easy task considering we were starting from scratch. Programs had to be written to extract and sort inconsistent and incomplete data, mislabeled photos, and miscategorized information going back 31 or 34 years. The code writing complexity of system is not an easy task either, in part due to incorporating the registration rules into the system functions. This incorporation ensures uniform application, data accuracy, and prolonged consistency. There have been some delays, some setbacks. However, we are almost complete with providing the IMZA membership with a platform that will ease the burdens of the past. This just shows some of the highlights and the financial portions of it. Financially, to date, this new system build has cost the IMZA $1,850 to date, with additional hosting fees going back from 2022 from the when we completed the member until January 1st of next year, totaling an amount of $720. When complete, the entire new database herd book system recurring costs will be $300 a year in hosting fees. Key features of the new and exclusive member portal platform is designed with you in mind. No more lengthy and duplicative forms, instant processing in most cases. If you're entering information from somebody who's not in our database, that has to be reviewed first. Instant digital certificate availability in most cases, which goes back to the manual review process. Internal referencing and autocomplete for assured record accuracy. Auto e-receipts to you and the recipient of the transaction. One-stop shopping cart, one payment for multiple transactions. Customize and personalize a search result format that suits you and your device. Added security and backups to ensure all animals and member data remains safe. Upload and update additional photos and lists an animal for sale within the herd book. Secure login assures that only you can access online transactions for your animals. I guess everybody got cut off.
Yep, we're all here.
I'm
No, I
here.
mean,
Hey, lucky you, I'm here again. So, Gene, when are they going to ever fix it so now that we have the new herd book that the birth reports are going to be one and the transfer is going to be one at the same time on the new herd book? Do we have an ETA on that?
I don't have an exact date, but I did test the birth report application system. There uh, there is some things that we need to add to it, some intricate minor details, because we are kind of merging two forms together, and
Mhm.
to get them to work together are kind of, it's not difficult, but I mean, I'm not the computer guy, so I can't really explain that process, but
Okay, well, I
soon,
mean,
Danny.
you know that I've grieved at you about this before, but on the old herd book, we could do a birth report and transfer at the same time. And now we have to do a birth report on the old system, wait for it to get issued before we can ever do a transfer on the new system.
Yep.
You
I
know
know, well,
that.
those are two separate forms that had to be manually entered.
Hmm.
We left the birth report because it's the most complicated one for last. We wanted to get the members involved in the new herd book system first, but it is being worked on. I told Rick this morning it should be done soon. The exact
Okay.
date, I don't know.
Okay. Well, and here's the issue it creates. Just recently for me, actually a couple recently, but I have to do the birth report on the old form smarts. And the transfer now can only be done on the new system. So now I have to wait for the birth report to come into my name before I can actually transfer it from the new system because both systems don't work together. And so here I am 2 weeks later, and somebody's like, I've never gotten the transfer papers yet. I'm like, oh crap. Yeah, that animal's finally in my name. But for all these years, we didn't have to do that. That's my only complaint.
Yeah. And Danny, do you understand kind of the complexity behind the birth report and what's going on in the background?
I
So a
do.
lot of Yeah, so a lot of that, and I just want to explain to everybody because that's part of the rules and permissions that's difficult. Since this will be automated and you will basically get your papers almost instantly for an animal that you own the bull and the cow on, you have to build all of those permissions in. Like it's checking, did you own the bull at time of conception? If you didn't own the bull, do you have a breeding memo for that cow? Has the cow calved in the last 8 months? Another calf. So it is automatically running all of those queries and rules and permissions in the background before it will allow you to do that. So that's a lot of scripting. And that's why I think Gene said it was probably the most difficult component. So once it is done, it will give you fault-free, instantaneous ROBs with the transfer capability. It's just building all of those rules and basically verifications in there that is the most complicated.
I understand, but my grievance is why did you take the transfer form off of Form Smarts so we
I,
couldn't still do it all at the same time and just be done with it?
yeah, I can't speak to that.
Okay, that's my only question.
Well, I gotta say that was because nobody was using the new portion, the new herd book transfers. They were all going back to Form Smarts. I don't know if they're still listening or not, but the way the new report of birth is going to work is with the transfer is you can fill out your birth report, put that in a queue, and then it's going to sit there. And you can also fill out the transfer, but transfer information has to match the birth report information. And once that the complete, then the once the birth report is complete, then the transfer will automatically transfer. I understand people get frustrated on it, but it's all takes time and should be done shortly.
And I will say on this, I'm in a few other registries, and actually one that I'm in, the Hereford Hog Association. They just completed something similar to this, and it cost them almost $22,000 to do a similar system that does not have the functionality. So I do think that what was done here for the fees was pretty exceptional.
Anybody else have anything to add? Laurel, Kelly, Jordan, nobody, nothing.
I'm good, thank you.
I like how the new system works personally, what I've been able to do on it so far.
Now I got to say, I'm going to say this publicly. I'm sure there's a lot of people know, but I'm saying it in a joking manner. Rick is one of the most critical and people out there, and he said he did 8 transfers in under 15 minutes, and that was the first time he ever used it. I believe those were also included breeder certificates. So he is another person who does the birth reports and transfers at the same time. And I explained to him that is the last one to be done. It should be done soon. I did testing on it. So we are moving forward in it. I know some people who do it that way are frustrated. I understand. I apologize. But we want to make sure it works, and it works fine. It works perfect. It works the way it's supposed to work.
Danny, anything else there in Macon?
No, I'm pretty sure we got nothing. Hey, there I am. No, we're pretty much good. We're all full. We're probably just gonna, cruise on back to the what? We're gonna cruise on back to the hotel, most likely. You guys missed a tasty dinner though. Anybody else? Dean,
Yeah, I
got
know.
anything?
Got nothing.
Woody got anything? No? Shelley got nothing?
I'm good.
No, I think we're good, huh? Oh, I did just message Laurel and say, are you guys going to be sharing a link so we can watch this Zoom meeting and catch up with it since there was all of us talking or whatever? Are you going to share that? William used to.
Sorry, I just saw your message when you said
That's
that.
okay.
I wasn't
And,
looking.
and Danny, could you take pictures of your banners and all that stuff you had made forever? I thank you for that, but you didn't have to do that. I mean, I know.
I thought there was going to be a lot more people here, but I think they're really cool. And thank you for sharing all the old information with me, Gene, because they are very cool. A lot of
And if you
people
want,
everybody looked at them.
like I said, if you want to take photographs, I'll post them for you
Okay.
so everybody can see.
Yeah.
It is very, it
What
is,
do you want me to do with them?
it is very interesting information.
It's a ton.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll take them home until you guys figure out who I should send them to. Yeah.
And to answer your question, yes, we will, this will process and then we will put it on, the YouTube, channel
Okay.
for the IMZA and then share it through the Facebook page.
That sounds perfect. Thank you.
All right. I guess that Will's that the last one. We got Josh. Did you want to do this, or did
I
we?
think it, yeah, I don't think it requires a anything more than an informative discussion, a thought process building, maybe. Um,
It's more of an
no-
aware that an acknowledgement that we are aware of this.
yeah, well, it's a problem, right? It's a problem. Uh, and talking to quite a few people that I've talked to, I am a little disappointed at even the online participation, but I am seeing this more and more in organizations as well. But this is really just acknowledging that the current structure of the annual meeting. I know that for 35 years it has been held at Macon, Missouri, and it's been held in conjunction with the Lawley Brothers sale. And I've actually attended that sale, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Some of the impacts as I kind of process it, and you look at this, it's in rural, Missouri. So from a travel standpoint, while it is centrally located, it is not effective to fly there. You can get airfare there, but typically I looked at from a couple of different points around the country, and you're looking at around $600 to $700 round trip from random points in the country. Another challenge is it's midweek. It's on a Wednesday. I think that with the organization growing to a national level and really stepping outside of the predominantly exotic world where it initially started back in the early 90s. Now there's a lot of homesteads and a lot of people that have them that can't travel during the week. They have to take time off of work to make that trek. So to get broader engagement, we may evaluate moving it to end of the week or the weekend, so people aren't impacted by PTO and taking time away from work. Um, there's a couple of ideas, and these are proposed directions. There's no vote or anything, but these are ideas that are being floating around. Also, if you are a member and you have any input, reach out to any of the board members and voice your opinion. But possibly relocate to an accessible, centralized location, move it to later in the week, possibly even on the weekend, to encourage people to come. Decouple from an external event, which would be Lawley Brothers, and take air travel into consideration, and look at places that are affordable for people to travel into. The benefits that could raise attendance and engagement. It'll also help improve geographic representation at the meetings and a better align with the long-term governance goals of the organization. Um, Really, I just feel like we could reach more members and be accessible to all members if we were more considerate of the time that the meeting was and maybe location. But nothing that's going into effect or going to happen. Just an acknowledgement of the situation and ideas to improve and go forward.
I've always had the idea of moving it around every year at different locations and staying within the populated areas of Zebu owners. Not maybe not every time. I mean, can't just stay in the south and the south central areas. You have to move around. But that was always an idea, and it's
Well,
been
and
hard.
honestly, let's talk history. And honestly, you have a lot of people in the room there in Macon that can tell you the history of it. Danny and Dean and Bob and even Greg. Uh, a hot place to buy and sell Zebu in the 90s was Lolly Brothers Exotic Sale. Uh, fast forward to the early 2000s, social media and the internet. I can only imagine trying to buy a Zebu in 1991. You were driving to somebody's house, or I mean, I heard stories of people actually mailing pictures of the Zebu they had to sell to a prospective buyer, during that period if they wanted to buy them. Fast forward, now we have email, and then even fast forward past that, you have social media now. And I would be willing to guess that 97% of Zebu sales, probably of IMZA registered Zebu sales, occurs through social media, which is a lot broader platform. So I just think that, with the times, that there's a high potential to adjust the meeting place as well. Danny, any thoughts in making on that?
Did she cut out already?
Maybe she did. I do not see her on. But anyways, just throwing it out there and acknowledging it. Like I said, nothing's going to happen, but it probably should be a decent discussion for the board over the next year.
Yeah, I've been floating that around for probably the last 5 years or more. 6 years, who knows? But it's always been a tradition. Some people don't want to let go. I get it, but
No, for sure.
we have to evolve with the membership, or we're just gonna leave them behind, or they leave us behind.
So I guess at this point, I make the motion to adjourn the membership meeting.
There's a second to that motion?
I second it.
Alrighty, 2026 annual meeting adjourned.
And then I guess that will take us into the board of directors meeting. Jordan, you ready for this?
Yeah. Still don't know who this BJ person is.
Is the board meeting part of the meeting recorded? Like the other
Yes.
one?
Yes. It has been historically. I can't speak to today.
Yes, it's still recording.
Okay.
All right, it's not necessarily formal. We'll call the 2026 IMZA board meeting to order. Based on the results of the election from that ended on March 20th, I'd like to welcome Jordan Reebok to the board and officially seat him.
Thank you.
Welcome, Jordan.
Sorry, I didn't come prepared with the "We Are the Champions" music.
You don't have to, but if you want to say a few words or something, that's up to you. If not, then that's fine.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh, Jordan, welcome to the jungle, my friend.
It's all going to be a learning experience for me.
That's okay. You'll be awesome.
Yeah, it was for me too. So, all right, I guess let's move on and get this cleared up. I don't think there's anything else to discuss. Is there? Anybody have anything besides officers?
Were we gonna discuss about filling Rhett's seat? Or do that at a later time?
I mean, we can. I mean, we don't have to do that right now.
Because it may be easier just to talk about it for a couple of minutes instead of emailing back and forth. I don't have anybody I would suggest. Um,
And
but per the email chain, it seemed like the board usually kind of agreed about whoever to put and then to fill the spot.
Pretty much. I mean, the board, the members, they can nominate who they want, and I guess vote on each one of them. I mean, it's never been a. I'm trying to think back. I don't know if we ever, besides Josh,
I was
I don't
appointed
think
when
when
John Schmidt
John
exited the
Schmidt
board.
left. Yeah, I think that was the last one who ever been appointed.
Since I've been on the board, nobody's been appointed any vacant positions that have come about, during uh, any kind of resignations during their terms.
And I'll still echo what I said on the email chain. I have no issues appointing somebody. I am all for it, but I do think that an appointment should be based on merit. And that's all I was open to is what value, experience, knowledge. Just make sure that we take that. We don't just pick a name out of a hat. I feel like whoever we seat should bring a component to the table that is rare and valuable, within the breed as it's shown, and also in that I do think that we always struggle to have people that are engaged, and honestly, the board needs more people willing to do work. So that is also not just seat somebody to vote, but also willing to, for lack of a better term, get their hands dirty. So
Yep.
I think that's probably one of the reasons why, or one of the reasons why nobody was ever appointed in the last 5, 6 years. It was either people who were qualified that we thought were qualified to do it were ineligible at the time. And it just took that number of years for them to get that qualification. And by then they either decided, no, I don't want to be, or they're on the board. So I agree with Josh. It's finding people that actually contribute to the board, not just a seat warmer and a vote. It's not, to me, it's not a more the merrier. The, the more the merrier, sure, but they also have to do stuff, contribute in a positive way.
and frankly, I
Lost you, Josh. You got gone.
So I don't know. I think at this point, if we decide to do that, maybe just take it to email because luckily when we do this through email, after I thought about it, I'm sorry. Um, it's a lot easier to track an email and have like the proof. I know we'd have it recorded, but it's a lot easier to pull it up in email than finding it on a video. So it might
That
be
I
a
agree. That I agree with. As long
yep.
as everybody here agrees to stay on
Yeah.
topic. Stay on topic. It
I don't
makes
think
it
that's
so
gonna be
much
an issue this
makes
year.
it so much easier to track and write the meeting minutes up.
They might not get so convoluted this year, hopefully.
That was ridiculous.
Oh, Josh just popped back.
Yeah, sorry, my laptop went dead, so I had to join on my phone.
What were you about to say?
Um, I I blanked because I was trying to dig for my charger and I couldn't find it. Honestly, what I was kind of saying is, it's not even about similar opinions. I welcome conflicting opinions and different viewpoints. But what I do ask is that whoever is on the board, or whoever we appoint, or honestly, I ask this of all of you as fellow board members too. Um, be professional, keep it professional. Um, you know, and try to organize your thoughts the best you can. That will allow us to conduct business. I mean, we are in a professional, efficient, official capacity for the organization. So just that has become ever more paramount in my mind as a board member on this board.
Yeah, more to your point, Laurel, emails would be easier. At some point in the next week or a couple weeks, somebody wants to bring it up, that's fine. Just
Okay.
make the topic clear, and then everybody stay on that topic about that discussion.
Not have 5 different subjects in one email.
Right.
Okay.
And honestly, guys, I mean, we can format this a lot of different ways. If we wanted to have a quarterly meeting, I am always all for that, but I will insist that we have an agenda that outlines here are the 5 topics we are going to discuss and knock those out and take a vote. It doesn't matter to me, but I'm open to either way, whatever's easier for everybody. But I will want an agenda so that we know what we're talking about.
Quick and straight to the point.
Yep.
And a time limit, please.
Yes.
I don't want to hear your lawyer knees, Jean.
No, I only do that in writing.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. Okay, then Josh's speeches and your lawyer knees.
All right, so let's go. I guess the last thing we need to do, unless nobody has anything else they want to discuss, is to select the officers.
Dean, are you going to stay president? Who's eligible? I'll ask it that way first. Who's eligible? You, Josh, and Will. Right?
Yes, those
Yep.
are the only three.
What Josh is going to say.
Nope.
He don't want it.
Nope.
So, and you've been doing it. So, do you want to stay there? Will you stay there? And
I
does
can.
anybody disagree with that?
No, I can. It really doesn't make a difference. I mean, yeah, I can.
Will?
I was gonna say if you want a break, I'll be happy to take the president position.
Are you vice right now, aren't you?
He is.
Go away. Go. No, I have no issue with it, at least for another year. I don't plan on being president forever.
Let's put it this way. So do you think it would be more beneficial to have Gene be in a different capacity on with the membership and the way that the rumors and everything fly inside of these Facebook pages and all of that? The only reason why I'm saying is that I haven't been on the board as long as Gene, and I don't have some of the history he's had with the rest of the board members and things on there. I'm just trying to see if maybe it would give IMZA a break, maybe having somebody else in that capacity.
Anybody?
Josh,
What's that?
I want to hear your thoughts on that.
My thoughts on it. I think that it's honorable. I don't think it really doesn't change my opinion from the rumors standpoint. I do wish people would realize that the mudslinging, and quite frankly, at this point, it is just that. No factual data has ever been done. I know I try to put myself in the other party's position, and I know they feel so certain about something, but honestly, I don't think they realize. I had a man come this week to buy cattle from me, or to look at some cattle, and he is not a member. And he said, "I will never be a member of that organization. It is terrible. It is horrible. The people are terrible. I've never seen people talk to each other." I don't know how we get a handle on that, but I think that narrative is actually pushing membership away. But I don't know if Gene being president is the cause of it. I really don't. I don't know how to combat it. Will being president, I don't see an issue with that. I think that Gene did a phenomenal job as secretary and treasurer as well. I don't know if he's willing to do that, but I'm not opposed either way to it.
Well, well, the rest of you guys would have to vote on it. I'm not, I say I don't mind. To me, it wouldn't make much of a difference.
Well,
No,
if Will,
no offense to anybody. That's not what I'm. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean, it really wouldn't.
Will this affect your capacity? Because you were also serve on the National Zebu Cattle Club, correct?
I do.
Will
I
this
would. I would.
I know in the bylaws it says another Zebu registry, but that club is a Zebu promotion show organization, so that doesn't impact it. But what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, so I am currently the treasurer of that club. So I would, if I would get this, if I would be elected here as president, I would probably resign my commission at the National Zebu Cattle Club because I don't want to be affiliated with. That is one thing I don't want to be affiliated with. The money of one organization and the president of the breed registry. So, yeah, I would resign from.
Aren't you vice now?
I am.
And that didn't matter.
It didn't, just because I don't have,
There's
any,
really no role.
I didn't know.
yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
vice president's kind of just like a placeholder if something if the needs to take over as president. So
Yeah, I had to fill in that capacity 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when Dean was having some medical issues, I think, and he was president at the time, and I had to step in as president for a few weeks.
Oh,
But
so if Will goes to president, then who would be vice president?
whoever we elect.
Who's eligible?
everybody, only the president's only president has 3-year eligibility, and the other two officers could be anybody. I've been
Josh or
them all.
Kelly?
I've been them all since except vice president. I've never been vice president.
Well, there you go, buddy. Vice. Now you've done every position. You stepped in that.
But you also, preferably, hopefully, somebody else will take secretary treasurer.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Hopefully, somebody else will take secretary treasurer. Although it should be a lot easier this year with more clear-cut emails.
Yeah, when I did it for 3 years, I kind of made everybody stay on topic. And you can't make them since they're in their own home, but it made it a lot easier. I don't know. Are there any nominations for anybody to any office or position? From anybody?
Jordan, as the new person, what are your thoughts?
I'll do whatever you guys need me to do.
No,
Try
that's
anyway.
that is a great can-do attitude. But what is your opinion? What is your opinion like from the outside looking in? We're not asking you to do anything. We're just asking your opinion.
I'm good with whatever.
I am
What was
hesitantly.
what was your perspective before you decided to run for the board, just as a regular member looking into the board?
Well, I kind of just wanted to be part of it. Continue what I'm doing with showing and promoting Zebu, and that's about it.
Let me tell you what he wants. So it's my fault he ran. Jordan has a good heart and he wants to learn. He's eager to learn and he wants to get that showing started up here in Pennsylvania and has actually got it started at his fair. So I actually lent him some Zebu of mine to use for some of his 4-H kids because he's working a lot with the 4-H. And I just thought he had a great attitude and I thought he had a good can do and he wants to learn and wants to get involved. And that's why I encouraged him to run.
That's
Does
really
that sound
good.
right, Jordan? Don't tell
That's
him I had my gun
exactly
out in the yard or anything, but
that's exactly right.
So,
Personally, I think with the president thing, like Will was explaining, viewed from the outside, and now take myself out of this. It is not necessarily talking about me, even though it pertains to me. Uh, by it's almost like caving to the pressure, even though you know it's not true, capitulating or something like that. Maybe I didn't state that right, but I don't. It all came from one place anyway. But
yeah, and for some reason they had it out for you. But thing is,
well,
that's the biggest thing. That's all that goes on with the Facebook drama. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is, but it won't stop.
that's up to you guys.
All right, I'll volunteer myself as nominating myself for president. Get this ball rolling here.
A volunteer's tribute.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Oh my gosh. Oh dear.
That's kind of what it would end up being, a tribute.
Hunger Games.
I know I'm not going to nominate myself. I leave that up to you. Everything's up to leave it up to you guys. So, is everybody in favor of letting Will step into the presidency? And say aye. Kelly?
Oh, I thought when I asked you to do it, I was nominating you. So now I don't know what to say.
I don't think it'd be a bad idea. See if anything changes.
But Will, are you going to have time to do the stuff that Gene does? Behind the scenes stuff?
We would have to. He'd have to just. I'd have to do a knowledge transfer with him.
A what? I'm sorry.
I'd have to do some knowledge transferring from him over to me on some of those items that he's currently doing as the president.
Well, for me, that would be overseeing everything.
Yeah, but I see you as probably going to finish out the new herd book. You're currently tied to all of the paperwork that comes in that capacity. I'm sure that when Dean was the president, he probably wasn't affiliated with all of that stuff. So whatever is relinquished from whatever you want to relinquish, we can definitely talk about it.
Yeah, there's not much. It should be just a bank account, but
I know you've been heavily involved with this herd book, and us in limited capacity. So I don't foresee that it's so close and so close to being done that somebody else taking that over would be kind of detrimental at this point, I think.
I would have to agree with that. It would take just as long for someone to learn what's been done than to know how to just finish it in the next couple months.
Right.
Well, what's everybody's decision on that?
I'm indifferent. I mean, I am indifferent on it. I think the president's role encompasses a lot. Gene, I think that you have made the president's role take on even more. but I think you've also taken extreme ownership of that role. The president's role is to run the organization, oversee financials, oversee all business. And I think you've done that. I'm indifferent. I think Will could also do it. But I would highly recommend that you serve in a secretary treasurer or vice president role. I think I'm probably the only person on here that saw you in the secretary treasurer role, and you excelled at that as well. So,
Yeah, I did that for 3 years.
yeah.
I don't want that one.
Let me ask you this, Dean. If Will went into the president's role, where do you want to be?
I guess I would be vice.
Okay. So you and Will would flip spots.
Right.
Okay. And then you will have filled all the spots.
Correct.
Oh dear. Well, then you get your voting privileges back.
Huh?
As vice, you get your voting privileges back.
Yeah, I haven't voted in 3 years.
So that's the plus to it. Oh dear. Okay, let's wrap this up. It is 9:21. You have 9 minutes. Are we going to put Will in president and Jean in vice president, and you two are good with that? Will, you're muted if you're talking.
Well, who's secretary treasurer? Laurel, you think you want to try it again? It might be easier for you.
Yeah, with a new laptop and no convoluted emails.
Oh my gosh, convoluted shouldn't happen. I would hope.
No, I think everybody here can be.
Yeah. Will, were you saying something? You were muted.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was going to say that I was just trying to look out for the betterment of see if the betterment of the IMZA would be uh if the
I
crowd
understand what
slow
you're
down,
saying.
you know what I mean?
I get it. Yeah.
But I'm also okay to stay in the capacity that we're currently at now too.
I know we're getting off in 8 minutes max.
What?
She wasn't muted.
I wasn't, and Dennis just came in to let me know that it's Thursday and got to get up early, and it sounds like one of my kids is still running around.
Oh no. Yeah, tomorrow's my early morning. I have the grandson at 5 o'clock to take to daycare at 7 before work. Anyway, so let's get this done. Laurel, you're good with staying one more year there?
Yeah.
So, okay. At least you don't have to do VGL with me. We're not even doing that anymore. We got Holly trained.
I know, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, the
We
more
can
people who
thank
know how to
Nicole for
know,
that. She helped.
the more people who know how to do it, the better.
I know.
Okay.
All right. So Will, president, Jean, vice president, Laurel, secretary. That's the proposal, right?
That's the proposal.
Okay, I'm good with it.
Yep.
Is there anybody not okay with it?
There you
Okay. Let it be so.
Will, I expect cliff notes and good direction.
Absolutely. So
Answer your phone.
so the
Yeah, well. Text and phone calls, immediate response is required.
It doesn't matter. I mean, there's some things you want to deal with, fine. Some things you don't want to deal with, that's fine. But
What
I
else?
probably
The only other thing then is, I think what as the president, I can't run any committees.
I'm sorry.
I can't run any committees as president. Is that correct?
You're ex officio, but yeah, you're not, wouldn't be the chair of.
Yeah, so somebody we will have to start this bylaws committee. I was the chair of that.
Oh, Gene,
Now he lets it out. Now he lets it out. Why he wanted to be president.
All part of the master plan.
gosh, I cleared it right up.
All right. Well, I think we can address that via email, I do believe.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
figure all that out.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, let's wrap this up. I suppose we're done here, right?
Yeah, I motion we adjourn. Go to bed.
I second it.
Okay. Meeting adjourned.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Good night.